Alright, let's waste no time. We've got another half of the contestants to review, and here's the scoreboard so far. Voter number 6, what you got? Alright, no one knew, but let's see how this alters the scoring. So, Judik Hanzo shoots past Isra now, but this is still anyone's game. Let's have a look at one of those movers for this round, Afro Blue.
Dr. Wily has unleashed his robots upon the world, and it's time for us to stop him. There are 6 to take down before we get to battle Dr. Wily, namely, Cutman.
Afro Blue, you're a very detailed reviewer. You make sure to give us a generous helping of information, gameplay footage, and honest, no BS impressions of the game you review. Very, very well done, man.
To resort to names like Watermelon Man.
That said, you sounded a bit monotone and a tad robotic in some areas of your review. Perhaps you need a little more you in the video to mix it up a little and make yourself memorable to the viewer a bit better. Also, your Chariots of Fire bit went a little bit long.
Mega Man is renowned for being relentlessly difficult, frustrating, and addictive. Is this true for the original Mega Man? Well, yes and no. The first time I played Mega Man 1, I couldn't beat a single level.
I loved this bit, because you're getting hit so often. I was like, no, wait for them to come! Jump over, give yourself some room, then kill them! Then go up the ladder! I also love the ending song you used too, man. Awesome. What? That's where you ended the run? On Elecman? So let's check that voting out. Voter number 7, you're up. Princess Arian gets a boost, as does Afro Blue, whom we just reviewed. Let's look at the current scoreboard, and now all the traffic jam is in the leading positions, a 3-way 13-point tie there, and still very much achievable for anyone at this point. With 6 judges left to go, let's take a look at someone who hasn't moved from his spot in a long while, Drakazon.
Kid Clown in Nightmare World. Yes, Nightmare World. See what they did there? That was quite clever.
You reviewed a pretty unknown game. Thoroughly, I might add. You gave it the royal treatment. You sound like you truly love this game. Don't you?
Or the strawberries that you can pick up. Invincibility power-ups, hearts, and whatnot.
This was too long for such a game. I get the feeling that you love this game because it's so easy my 2-year-old can breeze through it. That, or you grew up with it. This was in essence a playthrough vid with some commentary attached. You repeated yourself a lot.
When out of nowhere, the evil magician Nightmare appears. But Kid Clown refuses, so the Nightmare abducts Kid Clown's family. And if he ever wants to see them alive, he has to track them down and rescue them and defeat the evil magician Nightmare.
You seem to drool over a game that for its time was too little too late. 1993 was a time when the NES was all but faded. Had this game been released a good 5 years sooner, it would have been praised as revolutionary for its time instead of being considered a subpar Mega Man ripoff starring some lame clowns. I mean, look at that fish! Recognize it from somewhere? You know what could have been awesome if they'd have only thought of it? Was that for every stage you beat, you could have, I don't know, rescued another family member with his or her own unique power. But no, they went with one hero, one boring and never heard from since 1993 lame clown. Folks, this is like when your parents buy you that game they think you're gonna like, and you just say, screw it, I'm gonna play the heck out of it anyway because you know they're not gonna return it and buy you Mario 3 for a $30 markup. It's how I ended up playing Wrath of the Black Manta for a few months. And so then, 100 years later, you make a review and reminisce about how much you loved it. Misery loves company, after all. But hey, you seem happy with it though, so good for you. But it's not like the NES wasn't already plagued with kid games by 1993. I'll stop reviewing your game for you, though.
Also, you get other power-ups like invincibility. There'll also be random power-ups that'll just be a question mark that won't really tell you what it is until you pick it up. Also, you get other power-ups like invincibility. There'll also be random power-ups that'll just be a question mark that won't really tell you what it is until you pick it up. Today's VG review is brought to you by watermelons. Yes, watermelons. Because this douche said so.
What the hell? That was uncalled for. What are you, pissed off at me? Alright, Judge number 8's votes are in, and AfroBlue gets another boost, and what the hell? How? Why? Okay, so mostly crap reviews, to my amazement, has managed to rack up a whole point from one of our judges, who apparently got high in order to enjoy them. Also joining the list with a strong start is the Eigsrich, who we might as well look at next.
The game I'll be reviewing today is called Crossfire, and
Crossfire!
the thing you think when watching the gameplay of this game is probably that it's a Contra ripoff.
Spiconia.
Also, you don't have to press the button for each shot, so now a guy named Chris Bors will be happy. This game has some interesting boss battles as well, like a submarine, several choppers, and this
Airplane? Airplane. Alright, voter number 9, take it away. Okay, Jude Hanzo getting a boost, as is Princess Orion. And is AfroBlue still on top after that? Yes he is, but not by much. Also in the running are Princess Vixor and Dreadgear, who hasn't racked up a point in a while, actually. Digeron got a couple of points in the last 2 rounds. Let's take a look at his entry. Holy hell, Digeron. For a game you claim to hate, you sure put a lot of time into discussing it, bro. But that's what I like about your style. You're a gamer through and through. And it's like-minded players that'll have a blast hearing their thoughts mirrored so well by you. Clocking in at 17 minutes 56 seconds total, I believe has been detrimental to your entry, man. It's a shame, too, because you're very detailed in your review and it's clear you put a lot of time into it. I believe you would have done better if you had just summarized a little and cut a few of the less important points out. I loved your intro. In specific, this bit.
You really have to try as hard as you can to make something less extreme. As boring as this. So, what do we...
The music just timed so well there. I think with 18 minutes of video there had to be a trip up in there somewhere, but I was too busy enjoying a sandwich to dig around, and it's just too darn long. Here's the Dave Notes, man. Alright, before we go, let's get our 10th voter in there to end this third video with a tally. Dreadgear revives, and the real Nightblader finally breaks into the list, which now looks like this. Afro Blue's got a healthy lead with Princess Orion, Judek Hanzo, and Dreadgear trailing not too far. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but keep watching. Only 3 judges remain. Which means, at this point, mathematically, the real Nightblader, mostly crap reviews, the Oh Mitch Man, Dracozon, the Eigsrich, Opinion Genie, Travel Joe 2010, and Some Shy Guy can't win. But 8 still can, and still have a chance with the top 15 points still available. So who'll win it all? That remains to be seen.